here's Matt, who's been responsible for making the house look like new. He's done an amazing job, along with Demi, who's worked with him. And what a difference. So Tamara's just running through a few little snags. But on the whole, what a perfectionist. He's done a beautiful, beautiful job. I think you'll all agree. What better view to have? Nero munching on his breakfast. And that amazing farmhouse at the top of the hill there, looking absolutely glorious. Now it's been painted. Thanks not only obviously to Matt, who painted it, but to those awesome friends of Greenbank who've made it all happen. Oh, isn't that a very beautiful thing to see first thing in the morning? I'm down in the long field because I'm just about to move the girlies across into here. There's a whole family of deer. So the girls are going to move from their summer turnout over here into this long field before we give them access to their main winter turnout field, the 14-acre, which I'll take you round. There's the other side of that hedge over there, and that's where the boys have been for the last few weeks. Gave them a little shout to come down, and hopefully they're going to come across. We got Nikki News at the front there, Ina, Mabel, Doubtson at the back. Good old Nika. You're a brave girl, really. Lots of nice fresh grass in here, girls. Hello, Ina. Yes, look, we've got Anne back, who's been swanning it off in Spain, haven't you?
Hola.
I thought you said you don't speak any Spanish.
Duos, buenos, pincos.
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
No.
But I'll just go for pincos with your gloves. So Anne's just helped get all the mats into the shelters. So we haven't quite got them fitting perfectly. So I think I misjudged my measurements, but you know, they'll do a good job of protecting the horses' feet and stopping them from churning it up inside the stables. It's all looking very beautiful still and pretty, which it won't do for long. And you're quite impressed by it, aren't you?
I'm beyond impressed. It's far better than I thought, and I don't have much imagination, but I just think these are built so substantially. Substantially? Yeah.
Yep.
And they're so big. They don't look this big on the video. When I saw this.
Oh, really?
No. They're so roomy and they're going to be so snuggly. And this is huge.
It's their little playground.
It's a big playground.
It is a big playground.
Awesome playground.
Yeah. So yes, remember what it looks like now. All very beautiful and pretty, and then we'll see what it looks like in December. It'll be quite different.
It will still be cosy though.
Yeah. Bailey, what you been doing after school today?
Rehearsals for Legally Blonde.
So this is another performance that you're going to be doing. So not only are you doing Hansel and Gretel in the pantomime,
Now Legally Blonde. Was there a third one?
there's one that you're going to audition for, 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I auditioned for that.
So you got a part in Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
What part did you get?
Well, for those who know Legally Blonde, you'll probably gasp either in laughter or in shock. Professor Callahan. If you don't know who that is, look it up, please.
And did you enjoy your first rehearsal today?
Yeah, it was really fun. It's just there's one moment where I absolutely hate it, and that was the only time everyone broke character and started laughing.
Go on, tell everyone why.
I am a teacher who has to kiss a student, or attempt to kiss a student.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I think it's quite funny that you're playing a straight character for a change.
I think that's one of the worst parts.
Really? I know I didn't bring you alive tonight just because the rain was coming, but I thought I'd just bring you a little bit of video in the barn before I close up for the night. We got Micah over there, Hida here. Oh, round the back there, there's Ren looking for another carrot. And Annie, all just sheltering in the barn here. They're all free rein tonight, but they're all choosing to be in here and shelter out of the rain. And it's just lovely. I could sit in here all night. Maybe I should have just put the GoPro up and live streamed these guys in here. But I think it's time for bed, boys and girls. So they've got a couple of stables open. That one that's got no bedding in. Another one over here that does have bedding in. And Bessie's barn. In my ideal world, we'd have all 15 up here, but that might be a little bit of chaos. So this will do for now. There's Hida's nose. Say goodnight to everyone. So again, sorry not to bring you alive, but Jodie and I will be bringing you one on Friday, so hopefully we'll see you then. So good night from me and good night from all the free rainers. Good morning, beasties. How are we this morning? We've got a little floppy do. We've got Nero who had to come in because he kept taking his rug off out in the field and he was getting very wet and cold. Then we've got a Mai. Good morning, gorgeous. Hello. And Annie. And a Hoytzer on the hill. Probably with Jubbers and Prince close by. It's a very windy morning, but thank goodness we've not got rain right now. So hopefully, if some of you are around at about 1 o'clock today, we'll take you out on a live hack. Not with you, Annie. We'll probably take Ren and Iceman again. But we'll see. We'll see how the morning pans out. Am I boring you already, Micah? There he is, tucking into his breakfast. Still naked. Honestly, we put his rug on and he immediately grabs the front of it. Clearly doesn't want to wear it. Keeps pulling it off over his head. I'm not quite sure how he manages to do it because the straps are all done up as tight as they can be. He's a bit of a Houdini. But the problem is, we know that he gets cold when he gets very wet. So he needs to wear a jumper. Don't you? He just wanted to come in and be pampered pony for a while. Annie's gone to bed in one of her favourite spaces, in the round pen. She seems to be managing okay, barefoot. might take a little while just for her feet to harden up to the stones, but it's going to be interesting to see when I take her down the hill whether she manages herself a little bit better. But you may remember that Sam did some bloods on her, and I spoke to him, was it yesterday or the day before? And nothing that unusual has come back. He has, of course, said that she needs to lose weight, but, you know, he's told me that her whole life. And I'm not quite sure how I can put her on a diet, not when she's free reigning. And I don't think she'd forgive me if I put a muzzle on her, but I might try. But yeah, she's enjoying that little bit of sunshine. Although it's very, very windy and cold today, but not as wet and cold as it was yesterday. And now Micah's joined Annie in bed. I swear she looks up to her like her role model. She just wants to be Annie. Annie Mark II. Little My. She's properly sleeping now. The three boys spent the night in the orchard. There's Jodie over there with Jim and Nell, just bringing Iceman out. And I've come over to get Ren and Inna in, and they're not in the barn field, which means that I've got to walk down this track, which isn't the nicest of tracks to walk down, although it's very pretty. And it's got the little beck running at the side. Over the years, I'm getting eaten by brambles. The banking is slowly eroding away, so it's on a bit of a slant to the right. So it's a bit scary when I have to drive down here in the tractor, because it feels like it's tipping towards the beck. But this is one of those things I've talked about before, that one day we'll have to look at getting the whole edging to the beck reinforced, but it's not a priority right now. Let's see where the girlies are. Oh, someone's in bed. Who's in bed? See, they all had a tough night in that wind and the rain. But at least they're in this field now, where there's a much better covering of grass. Can't quite see who it is. So as long as we can get the boys into their new turnout area and let all these girls go across into their 14-acre field in the next week. Breakfast in bed. Oh, little wren pen. Was that good sleep? Mm-mm. Hello, gorgeous girl. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. Well, that was quite rude. Inna just ran away from me. Maybe she doesn't want to come in because there's lots of nice tasty grass out here. Either that or she's just heading to the gate to save me walking her. There's Pepper, little Mabel. So Inna doesn't have a Friso rug at the moment. she's nice and snuggly and warm in that one. There's Dow. Hello, my little giraffe. Sneaky News. Wren. Come on, Inna. Let's get you in, young lady. So walking back down this path, I tend to let one of them go when we're bringing two along, because it's not quite wide enough to walk with two. So Wren is happily walking along in front there. I've got Inna. And I'm hoping that our hedge cutting man, who comes to tidy up all of these each winter, will be along soon, just to make it look a little wider. But fortunately these two are very sensible. Oh, famous last words. Just takes quite a while to get them in from the fields. So Annie and Micah have got over their little morning snooze, and this is the first time I've hopped on Annie since she's been barefoot, and I'm really interested in how she's walking down the hill, because this is where she's always been very, very cautious, and an element of that is because of her wobblers. But sometimes I know that if she's close to needing to be reshod, her shoes can sometimes feel a little bit slippery, even though she has studs in them, which she has done for years. So you see how Micah slipped a little bit there with her front shoe, and Annie would do that quite often. So yeah, you can hear there Micah, so she's taking it very steady. And you know, that's got to knock their confidence. But, you know, I've always thought that, you know, you can't drive them on hills like we are on without having the extra grip of the shoes that the tungsten nails give them. So Micah doesn't have tungsten nails in her shoes, which was why she was slipping a little bit there. But it's that real catch-22, because we know that a lot of them need to have shoes just to give them that extra protection from the rocks. And you might remember how sore Micah became when she didn't have front shoes on, and she really struggled to walk around on all the rocks. Whereas Anja has a better shaped hoof, that her soles and her frogs don't actually touch the ground like Micah's do, that I do think that she's going to cope much better being barefoot. And certainly the way that she's walking now that she's off the steeper part of the hill, she actually feels like she's walking out much better than she usually would. So I'm quite hopeful that we can keep her this way. Anyway, I'm just bringing them down the road to have a little pootle around the fields, just because they haven't been able to do that much this week, just because we've had so much going on. And I've been in the office yesterday and much of the day before, sorting out something very, very important. Oh, have you got an itch? No? Yes, you have. Where's the itch? Was it back there? Do you want me to get it? Oh, that all went wrong, didn't it? So yeah, I've been sorting out something very important over the last couple of days, regarding some Friesians that needed our help, and I will be letting you know more about that and more about the situation in a specific video about that, rather than sort of just hiding all the details in one of my day-to-day vlogs. But it's a good opportunity for me, hopefully, to tell you a little bit more about Inna and the whole sanctuary scheme and how it runs. Anyway, I'm going to concentrate on my ride and lead with Annie and Micah. and share a little bit more of this very beautiful day with you. I was going to take these two into the 9-acre field where Jodie and I did the live hack, the live Friday hack that some of you may have joined us on. But I've actually just spotted Jodie with Mabel, Jim, Nell, Moss and Ted over in the 14-acre, so I'm going to go over and join them and see if I can capture a little bit of footage of them. So we've just come into the 14-acre, just in the distance over there. You can see little Mabel with Jodie. And she's just taken her straight from the field to take her for a walk. And she'll have those 4 gorgeous dogs of hers, being very obedient, sitting nearby. Just see them right over the top on the right. Yeah, it's important that we make the most of days like this, because they'll be few and far between in the coming months. What do you think, Mai? There's Ina, Nika, Doubtson. There she is. You can just see the dogs sat down in the grass. What a beautiful view. How beautiful does the house look? And that wonderful shelter. All thanks to all of you on the 110k and the Friends of Greenbank. And soon we'll be able to get pictures of the boys in there with that beautiful farmhouse sat proud on top of the hill as well.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful